Hello everybody and welcome to, me trying to stream about a C++ bot in Twitch that I've been writing. I wanted to make that an interesting intro. Oh well, never mind. So far we have 4Coder up, and I've just realised this could be interesting trying to use 4Coder when it works with two... I hadn't thought of this. Yes, it seems to know that can disappear. Works with two buffers, so let's have it up to about there-ish. Let's then get rid of that and pretend that that's how it should look. Okay, that could work. Alternatively, we could be using Visual Studio anyway. Let's just shrink it down to about that. I wish I'd got an easier way of doing this. This sort of tiling and leaving this block of my screen unused. Anyway, let's have a look at where we left the situation. We've got, I've done some changes since you guys last saw this. But the essence is still the same. We've got a file that we're reading in called supersecret.txt, which grabs ourselves an auth token. That auth token gets read out. Then we're now creating a Twitch socket with our username and password as the parameters. Then we're saying if the connection returns an error, we'll return an error, do the receive, send the join on the channel, do this regex, set the timers up for the horns, and work as a bot. So if I run this bot now, have we got it running already? Yeah, I've got the bot running already. So if someone wants to hit the horn, just to sort of show that it does exactly what we all think it will, and plays a horn on my speakers. Failing that, I'll do it. Fine, looks like I'm doing it then. You had your chance, people, but that's what it sounds like. And then there's a 30-second timeout. So if people now try and type horn for the 30 seconds after that's just played, it will just go no. Oh, and crash. Oh, ho 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 ho. Let's try test on the bot. No, the bot's now decided that it doesn't want to play. Okay, so why is it that straight after a horn goes in, we don't get to do it again? Time to go into Visual Studio, I think. Let's have a look here. Downloads, no. Where did I put this? Fair enough. I put it there. Let's go into VS 2019 because it's... Oh no, I do have 2017 on here. Sorry, in case anyone's wondering why this is a bit haphazard, I had to reinstall this machine about an hour or two before this stream started. So, realistically, I'm in a bit of a pickle. Oh, hang on. I don't know if I want you to see what I'm doing there. Let's do that, shall we? And get this off screen. Oh, it's going to do notifications. It's going to do the phone thing, isn't it? There you are. There's the phone beeping. Come on, recognise my face, phone. Or don't. It is entirely your decision. Apparently, you've decided not to play nicely today. Yeah, we'll use that number. Cool. Yeah, it's recognising me now. Excellent. Fuel stable, you'd have put a sleep in general so that it doesn't go into 100% CPU in case of failures. Also, check return values and log errors helps a lot. We might do some of that. We might go back and... Remember when I said we weren't going to, at the time, do anything regarding too much error checking? We might now be going back on that and doing it. Let's go into there, into there, and there. Yes. It is trustworthy. I know it's trustworthy. Ooh, light theme. Haha, this could be fun. No, it's good. It's gone back to the dark theme. That's handy. Because the light theme really was a little bit annoying. Debug using printf the C++ way. Surely, if you're going to claim the C++ way, it should be debug using cout. Anyway, let's go and have a look at what happens in here. We can use breakpoints as well. We have those things. So, stuff at breakpoint there. Let's go into the Windows debugger. Let's hope that locals doesn't automatically show up. Ooh, la crash. It's not playing nicely. Why is this not playing nicely? Please don't make me do this off stream. Please don't be a foolish thing and make me do this. Right, let's debug in. So we're getting a data. Yeah, I can't show this thing. Let's go over there. So that's working. Hang on. We might need a return one there as well. Free the address info. The connection is not invalid socket. So we're sending the password, the nickname, and going through. So that Twitch receive is fine. We're joining the channel, which I can't see whether we've actually joined or not. So while one. Oh, okay. Cannot seek vector iterator before begin. So I think we've got a bit of an issue. Let's have a look at what the receives are actually spitting back at us. That usually helps, to be fair. Bytes received is 0. Oh. Ha 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 ha. Why are we receiving 0 bytes? That's annoying because I might have to debug some of this off stream. Then -1. Okay, so is receive. If receive gives us a -1, are we stuffed? Username is Hubblebot. Password I'm not going to be showing. Yeah, I'm wondering if a receive of -1 is an error. Let me quickly go back full screen for a second and just debug into bits that I don't want you people to see for obvious reasons. Because I'd really rather not share the... Okay, so the password isn't being sent. Okay, why is that? That is because, have I not done the whole... Okay, so that's where the output directory should be. There's the working directory. I do remember that we have one of these. That makes more sense. The working directory is wrong. It should actually be in this, the solution dir. /assets. So that being said, if I fire this up with no breakpoints, we are at least joined. And if I throw in a horn, we are working. Yeah, these calls return the number of bytes received or -1 if an error occurred. In the event of an error, ERR no is set to indicate the error. Right, so we can start actually sending back more reasonable error reports. So the horn seemed to work. Let's test some chatter. And that's come up as well. Okay, that seems to be back working. It could have just been that I got the debugger set up wrong. Let's go back to 4Coder, because frankly I am not the biggest fan of using VS for this. This is the point where you would digress into building error handling macros. This is the point where I ask, is a macro the correct answer to this problem? Because it could be that macros aren't. I don't know. But certainly something that we need to look at. Let's have a look at twitchsocket.cpp, because this seems to be where we've got an issue. Receive bytes received is that. So if bytes received is greater than, well, is less than 0. For now, let's just return an empty string, so that it at least doesn't bomb out like that on us. Yeah, macros can pick the line number and file name, which is very useful for error reporting. Actually, on the grounds that we're limited to this size screen, as cool as 4Coder is, I'm probably going to use Visual Studio for now. Yeah, let's just carry everything else on in VS, which means that I want to quit and reopen it because that properties window is becoming annoying. Visual Studio 29. No, that's 27. Why? Why does this not want to load up the right version? 2017? No. Go away, 2017. I remember. I've used you before. Hello, Fladdy. Is that how I was supposed to pronounce it? Good evening, Voodoo32. How are you doing? I'm wanting to murder Visual Studio at the moment, and wanting to murder many things really, including, well, do you see access in my site? Have I got access on here? I apparently do. No, there is not an MS Access stream coming up. Okay, now that we've got that settled. Yeah, we're literally just receiving and binning the welcome message. In fact, let's just show what that is. Standard cout. Because if I don't cast it to void, then something used to cry at me. Something I am convinced used to say, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to... Okay. No, apparently that's not a thing, and apparently the Voidcast isn't required. No, exclamation.
Our community grows.
Thank you very much for the follow, Fleedy. Please tell me if I'm pronouncing that right, or if I'm utterly butchering it like I suspect that I am. And yes, thank you for the horn, Voodoo32. I'm getting the idea that writing this bot with ways to let you lot play sounds is not the cleverest thing I've ever done. I'm getting the idea that this is not particularly wise. But yeah, let's kill the bot, and what were we asking? Yeah, that Voidcast isn't needed. I mean, to show what it does. We might as well. Why has that happened? Why has that just happened? Twitch.receive. Twitch.connect is what we used to have in the old in the main. Essentially, I've moved the connection to Twitch into the Twitch socket class. I think my intention being that we have platform layers and deal with this so that someone on Mac or Linux can run it. Also, that's a C style cast, which is a very powerful hammer and hard to search for. Is there a C++ style cast then that I don't know about? Because that would be handy to know. Again, remember that I know C more than C++. I know neither very well, and my next error there was to forget to flush this out. So let's do an end line and a flush. And let's do a flush there. And because the messages all end in, well, we'll do an end line there. Oh, there's static cast, dynamic cast, interpret cast, const class, etc. Some people say, "Oh, I floody, I can't read the IPO, IPO, the IPA. I can't read phonetic stuff. I am a lowly software developer who's got his new comfy chair that's proving to be odd. Ooh, hang on, it will work. It will. I promise you, it will at some point. So let's have another run. So yeah, that's what it's spitting out, and then we're joining. Why not while true? Why not while one? Again, I don't. Why would while true be better than while one? Is it really worth the? I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I don't even think while one or while true are gonna stay there. Because I'd like a way to quit the bot. And to do it cleanly. So I'm really kind of wondering, can I find a reasonably easy way to detect a console key? So let's go for while running. Let's say bool running equals true. And essentially what I want is something like if console key press is Q, running equals false. Essentially now the question is, how do I do that console key press? So I want to detect the key press in the console. So, get async key state. That Voodoo32 is exactly the function name I thought I'd heard. So where is get async key state and how do I do it? This looks good. This looks incredibly good and easy enough to use. I'm guessing you've used this in your text editor. How is that text editor coming along, by the way? VK. Oh. Aha. So it just takes that, does it? And why are we ending it with 0x8 and 000? What's the return value? The return value is a short, whether it's up or down. Okay, so if the most significant bit is set, the key is down, and if the least significant bit is set, the key was pressed after the previous call to get a sync key state. So yeah, we want the top bit, with it being a U16, a short, then indeed that would be realistic. That would be correct. Okay. So let's fire it up. And I can now quit the bot. I can't quit the bot. No, bot is refusing to quit. Why is the bot refusing to quit? Would a lowercase q there work any better? Voodoo32's just suggested kind of the same thing. Okay, there's no need to put the horn on every time, otherwise I am just going to do that. That's going to cure that one. That horn is essentially for emergency use only. 0x51 is the Q key. So just to see what happens and see if that's about the same. Give this a go. Okay, that worked. So yeah, debugging through stdio. I could do, but you know what? Let's not. Let's just see. I'm hoping I haven't got to just use the hex value. That would be really rather annoying. This could be really quite a pain. Well, I'll just take it out as a constant. I'd just rather not have to. Oh yeah, I know why that's going wrong. Hang on. Let's put that where it actually should be. We hadn't done the Twitch receive by then. So let's go back here. I think it's that Twitch receive call is blocking somewhere. Well, I know that receive call blocks. Yeah, that is not going to work, and the reason is someone hasn't we're not getting enough messages. Well, it's blocking there, so we're getting to there. That if has already been gone past. So what we need to do is look at a way of making that non-blocking. Or we need to throw that lot into a coroutine to some degree. Capital Q hex is 81 or $51. Either way, I think the issue is more with the fact that we're getting to here and we're blocking because, well, for the obvious reason. So I almost wonder if we've got to start looking at a C# asynchronous solution to make exiting this program work. Or can we do an asynchronous receive on a socket? So two threads. Yeah, Fuel Snable, I'm starting to ponder the idea of threading this. However, is there a reason not to do? That. This is still going to, in the end, block. We're just moving where the block is, aren't we? Okay, that's a bit of a pain. I think Fuel Snable's right. We're going to be looking at C++ and threads. You can set up receive to be non-blocking. Socket receive function. Flags, I'm guessing there's going to be a non-block flag somewhere. There's the return value. Flags can be peaks or that's bandata, stuff like that. Okay, we need to do that from a socket, don't we then? We need to set the socket up to be a non-blocking one, do we? Or am I talking a little bit of twaddle here? I'm probably talking a little bit of twaddle, if we're honest, again, because I'm quite good at that. That 0 is the flags. So I would have guessed that it would have been flags, but it probably isn't. Let's have a look at doing this with thread. Let's have a look at a simple example of threading in C++. Oh. Let's go to that side. Thing is, can we do cout on a separate thread? So we can spawn a new thread that calls foo. Yeah, cool beans. We can join them. The question is, can we do a cout from a standard thread? The question is then how to kill the receive thread nicely. Again, that's another good question, isn't it? Kill the socket. I mean, essentially, what I'd like to have, and I don't know, I mean, I know that I'm using potentially the wrong language to get this architecture, but the architecture that I'd like to have, and we're going to go into Paint because I've just realised that I don't have Milton set up on here at the moment. I've just realised I probably don't even have Wacom drivers. We're not going to be diagramming this tonight. Well, we're not going to be diagramming this way. Yeah, that's the tablet setup weird. C++ is apparently the right language for any architecture. It might not be the best language though. Tell you what, let's see if I can use Paint and a mouse. So essentially, I'm looking for this kind of thing where I've got come on, brushes. So I want messages to come in here, and this passes out. Wow, I can't draw with a mouse. I can't write with a mouse. But this bit will parse it all out and then call into something else to deal with the messages. So I want a message parser and a message loop. And then a program that takes from the message loop and acts on each message and possibly spits back out either to there or even straight round to Twitch if we want to send messages out to Twitch. So that's really not gone well, has it? So what I want to know is essentially what I've just described there, by the way, is akin to a mailbox processor in F sharp, akin to an agent in Elixir or Erlang. Yeah, essentially, I want to work with that kind of architecture, and I'm not sure if I can in C++. Windows message loop coming up, says Fuel Snable. So, is this going to require me to use too much out of the Windows API? Reason I ask is at some point I would love to make this work on Unix as well. I.e. something like Linux or the Mac OS or, I don't know, BSD. I'm sure someone's going to want to run this on BSD. I would like this to be a little bit more cross-platform at some point. Oh, hang on. When issuing a blocking WinSock call such as receive,
our community grows.
Thank you very much, Anonymous. If you wish to remain anonymous, please do so, but thank you for the follow. And thank you to Wayne June for having a much nicer voice than I do for doing things like this. So we can use a queue protected using a conditional variable. Shall we go away from this idea for now? Because quitting the bot, to be fair, I don't care if we're going to have to do it in a bit of a nasty way. I'm going to put the word true in there just because otherwise if I don't, someone's going to shout at me. Probably Voodoo32. And let's have a look at parsing multiple commands, because we could easily do something like carry on with this if match three. No, please, Father, not a non-terminating run. Hello, DLL Overthrow. If you know how to, if you've got a reasonable way of avoiding that, please let me know. But at the moment, I'm struggling with that. So let's just go twitch.send. Can I just send that as a message? And I assert that 4 is a random number. You have no idea what I'm working on. You came in and we were typing in true. Okay, working on the simplest of simple Twitch bots. and trying to do it in C++, a language that I don't know. Apparently I actually have to send something more than just a number. Okay, that's something to deal with. So, simple Twitch bot, we're connecting...
Rank up! Hold the line! This hamlet shall not fall.
Thank you very much, the Michael Jolly, for that wonderful raid. For those who don't know me, my name's Gareth Hubble. I program mainly in F# on these streams, except for on a Sunday it looks like I'm working in C++. Quite a fan of functional programming, don't claim to be an expert in pretty much anything, so we all just muddle along and have some fun. And the Michael Jolly, no, my base are not belong to you. You might wish to think that, but thank you ever so much for the raid, and I need that ship emote. I need the heck emote. Oh my word, I need the emote. Well, let's send some hype in there, in some chat. Let's see if I can remember what my emote looks like. So, a great big yappy dog welcome to everyone that's just come across from the Michael Jolly. If you want to stay around, please do. I understand if you have other places to be and other things that you need to get on with. Thank you for dropping by. Have I ever thought about creating an F# to C++ transpiler? Given that I know a bit about F# and I know very little about C++, I'm probably not the right person to do that. Also, why would I want a C++ transpiler when .NET Native is coming out with F# support at some point? That is going to hopefully...
Our community grows.
Thank you very much for the follow, Rambling Geek. Yeah, no, I'm surprised. I thought I know I've seen your name many times. Yeah, about oh gosh, going back, unwind the stack a little bit. Talking about F# to C++ transpilers, I think once F# gains support for .NET Native, I'd rather use that anyway. And I mean, look at my code. I don't know C++ very well at all. My C++ foo is none. Interestingly, go on, let's see if I can make Twitch. Let's go for something completely different. And see if I can make Twitch send out a message to a channel. So, how do I make our bot do a thing? Oh, you need environment variables and stuff apparently. Well, we're not going to. Oh, this is for something called glitch. Now we must have more. Okay, chatbots and IRC guide. So how do we put a message into chat in IRC? Because I don't know them particularly well. Okay. So it's priv message. So we actually have to send priv message #channel, and then this is a sample message or whatever it is. So let's say that we go priv msg hash, and see if that works. So let's try the random one. .NET Native is still very much alive. Please tell me it's still alive, pretty please. Rambling Geek, send your channel live and your bot should reply. Mine at the moment has decided it doesn't want to play. Now I don't know if Twitch is going to let me do what I want to do. Oh, it is. So the send is going to work. Thank you, Voodoo32. I will take a look at that at some point. Okay, so yeah, it's sending things, but it hasn't sent exactly what I wanted it to send. Do I need that colon there then? Possibly do. Is this VS 2019 already? Yes, and it is the released version. So maybe I do need that colon. Cool. And we're still not sending anything back. You know what? Let's do a quick receive straight after. Twitch.receive. And see what happens there. Because I'm getting the idea that we're not getting this. Let's take that out of select mode. I shall throw a random into chat. Nothing. No? Not even a 421? Okay. Let's see what actually comes back from that then. Because I'm convinced that we should... Well, alright. See if we get a code back from that. Because I would assert that that should come back with just the number 4. Incidentally, if anyone knows why I picked the number 4 there, well done. You're right. That's exactly what it is. Code 25. So twitch.send. What does send actually do? In terms of what do you get as a return from send? Let's go and have a look at Winsock again. At the send function. There should be a send function, surely. Really? Why is send not in here? There's send to, but not send. Winsock send. Because it's in winsock2.h, okay. Return value of that is number of bytes sent. So it's sending the bytes, but we're not... Okay, yeah, so priv message is generic. Yeah, I mean, we can request membership status, we can request all sorts of things, but why can we not simply spit out a priv msg? Let's just make sure, let's dot the I's, cross the T's. Yeah. Then it's to hash channel space colon and then whatever. I've typed not my name correctly. Oh, do you know what it is? It's me not ending lines, isn't it? Okay, let's fire that up. Let's now try and ask chat for a random number. And my bot does nothing. Oh no, returns 27. And it spits out the number. It spits out the number 4. No, hang on. Let me just make sure that I've got this right. That is why the number 4 was picked. It was for exactly that reason. I do. Hang on, what's the mouse over on this? RFC 1149.5 specifies 4 as the standard IEEE vetted random number. Fair play. Okay. I'd forgotten the mouse over on that one. So, why must that catch me out every time? Ladies and gentlemen, who knows? What we do know now is that we can do simply that. Shall we stop it catching me out? Shall we add a new function to Twitch socket? Let's say we have int Twitch socket send message to channel. We'll pass the string channel. And we'll pass a message. Now you're saying that you have no member center channel, which I completely agree you don't. So let's go into the header file and make that a thing. And that's going to return an int as well. Semicolons. And that now needs to be return, send, and we need to poke some information at it. So, do we have a sprintf for this? What does that return? Bother. Let's not bother with that then. Can we do something really crazy and almost use a stream here? So do something like and we're going for no because of reasons. Concatenation with pluses, however, seems to be the order of the day. So now to send a message to channel, I can do that, can't I? In theory. Let's see if that works. Would someone else like to invoke the random number generator? Because it will work for everybody. Thank you, Rambling Geek. And Hubblebot says 4. Voodoo32 wants a random number, and believe it or not, Hubblebot would like to give you the random number 4. No, Voodoo32. I think you'll find that 4 is a perfectly random number. Hi Jitterted, how are you doing? How's your money manager for kids app going along? Let's give Jitterted a shout out actually. So Jitterted is doing something entirely more serious than joking about with XKCD comics and bots. Ooh! I say that, and then all of a sudden you say you're going well, been working on Jitter Chat, your own Twitch chat bot. Excellent. Hi there, Codebase Alpha, how are you doing? Hello, Miklos87? Miklos? If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I do apologise. Please let me know how I am supposed to pronounce that, because I'm pretty convinced that I'm butchering it. Yes, I see, here's a point. Shall we now make an interesting command? Shall we make a command that we actually want in chat? I mean, this is again just joking about, but we might as well do it. If match a 3, how do we do a substring in C++? Well, actually, let's just go for that for now. Twitch, send message on to channel. Use the substring member function. Yep, I will go for that. Voodoo32. Let's just do this quickly. And at the moment, this won't work. I now need to give my bot a subscription to the channel, don't I? That would be a sensible and reasonable thing to do. Entirely sensible and entirely reasonable. So why don't you look at my ugly mug for a second whilst I see if I can, in a fit of, oh my word, I've forgotten what I'm doing here, give that bot a sub. Obviously, really don't want this to be done on screen. So, I'm guessing that we're all getting to the point where the idea of adding a new command this way is looking a little bit silly. So soonish we'll have to change that. Where do I do? Gift a sub, gift to a viewer, give it to my bot. Cool. See, I ought to have a thing up that says entering private data. I need to have another scene like the break scene, don't I?
A new subscriber arrives.
Yeah,
It fills you with determination.
I forget that bit every time. I jump straight in with the idea of thanking someone for a sub or mentioning subs, and then all of a sudden, Wayne June carries on and finishes the job off. And then I look like an absolute whatever for interrupting the great, the wonderful Wayne June. Which is something that one should never ever do. Right, given that that's now happened, I can go back there. And let's see what happens if we say hi in chat like that. Yep, Hubblebot has access to the emotes. Cool, because now we can start welcoming people in, and even those people who are not subscribed will have access to the emote in some capacity. I'm quite happy with that because I don't like the idea of everything being behind paid doors. So, meh, for what it's just cost me, I'm going to do that. And if Twitch have got a problem with it, that's a bit meh. Now, do I do something a little bit unusual here? Do I do that kind of thing? The reason being is how many times are we sending a message to this particular channel? So, what we could do is we could, in the Twitch socket, which is becoming sort of a bit bigger than just a socket, we could store the channel that we're connecting to. Or we could be a little bit smarter and write something like this. I'm going to use auto here because I can't even think about how to deduce this one. Send to, let's just say send to channel. That's going to take in the channel on its own and return a lambda that takes in a message, which then does that. Yeah. Needs this pointer at that point. This can't be used inside the body of the lambda. So how do I capture a pointer to my current object? Enjoy your Crambling Geek. Capture this in lambda. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you very much for coming along in that wonderful, wonderful raid. And hope you enjoy it. Okay, so why can't I capture... because I want to capture by values, do I? So I can capture... Okay. By value. Okay, so the equals is by value. That's cool. Can I use the this pointer then in here? Can I do that? Yeah, we know what this is. Tell you what, this was meant to be a simple, just fun way of having a play with lambdas, and I'm now getting confused enough. Do I get this at all in here? So capture by reference, capture by value. Of course, there's overheads there. Access member variables. Oh, so we can just capture the this pointer. So why don't we just capture in a non-static member function, which at the moment we're not a non-static member function, are we? Okay, let's correct that. Let's say that that returns... Can we do? Can we use auto there? That now goes away. Now, can I do a capture by value on everything there? Yes, I can. So it was the fact that I hadn't got that set up. So in theory, this should work very similarly to how a function in F# works. Now, I don't know what people's views on the idea of having to specify your captures are, or what you're closing over. I'm not against that. And that's a lambda array end of constring message to... Oh, wow, that's a big... Oh, capture. Oh, that's a fair size type. That's a fair size type. Um, I'm not typing that type name out. I'm going to let the auto keyword do it for me. I'm finally at the point where I'm broken and I'm going to accept that the auto keyword is a thing, and a legitimate thing at that. So if we now go back to there, I can do something like auto send message equals Twitch dot center channel that, and then we can go, what did I call it? Send message. Ooh, that's quite nice. Okay, that's not ugly. As TBD Gamer has pointed out, still not sure where we should associate the channel name, whether we should associate it in with the Twitch socket or not. That is definitely not going to stay around. Might be that we have a default one and we can send to other channels. Certainly not got a problem with the idea of associating a channel in here, but also in the event that a stream team wants to run one instance of a bot and use it across multiple channels, or let's use something like, I don't know, Nightbot for instance. Nightbot is run across many, many channels and just connects to Twitch through one socket, I believe. That being said, what we should be able to do here is that kind of thing. So, I thought, now that I've written that, I don't have a problem with this. Yeah, I'm with you with the Yagni principle there, Jitterted, entirely. But I think in this scenario, I don't want to associate this. I don't want this. I want to think a little bit ahead. Not much, but a little bit. And as a learning thing, it's nice to see how multi-channel bots like Nightbot or whatever work. Just on the idea that, it always disappoints me when a learning exercise works to the point, works up to a very small point and then has a huge cliff where you've got to redo everything. And also, who can say that a bit of functional programming in C++ is bad news? It does mean we get to do functional programming in C++, and I quite like that. I like the fact that we're playing with lambdas. I like the fact that we're playing with, essentially currying or partial application of functions. So, I mean, usual warning with any code I write on stream applies to this. Don't ever use this in the real world. It is trash. But it's especially when you think that the languages that I work with on stream are F#, which I started learning on stream, and C++ at the moment, which I am starting to learn now on stream, and Rust, which I did because I was scared of C++. The main language I actually program in and know well enough to say I can write production code is C#, which I'm not going to say you'll never catch me doing on stream because I said that about websites and Twitch bots. What am I doing now? A website and a Twitch bot. By the way, hello there, Minxie Rose. How are you doing? You've been chatting. You've been chatting to my darling mother, have you? A function that returns auto cannot be used before it's defined. Why can I not use a function? A function that returns auto cannot be used before it's defined. But send to channel is definitely defined, I would say. And it returns auto. Well, there's another problem. That's never actually defined anymore. Let's have another crack at that. That doesn't evaluate to a function taking a single argument. How does that not? Because that should definitely... Oh, hang on. What's going on here? Haha, you were scared of C++ 20 years ago, Jitty said, which is how you got into Java. Cool. So where have I gone wrong here? What does it mean? A function that returns auto cannot be used before it is defined. Because Twitch definitely exists as a function. As an object. And then we are saying that that should return auto. A function that returns auto cannot be used before it is defined. Cannot be used before it's defined. Hello, Stack Overflow. We have to declare the header type. We have to declare it in the header. So we now need to work out what the type of a lambda is. So what is the type of a lambda? Okay, must use lambda. Must use auto, because since the lambda is compiler generated. Okay, that's cool. So I'm happy that I have to use auto there. Hang on, there's an arrow involved here. Hang on.
A generous bestowal.
Thank you very much for the bit, Wild Genie. How are you doing? So that's got to return an int, hasn't it?
Our community grows.
And thank you very much for the follow, Wild Genie. How are you doing? I don't know as I've seen you in here before, Wild Genie, so do let us know who you are, what you do, where you found the place. Or not, it's up to you. So try to use type inference for your higher order functions. So that being auto, have I now got to auto all the things? Don't say words like partial templates land. Please don't do this to me. Well, hang on. Nah, I didn't think I was going to get away with that kind of thing. Okay, so it creates an ad hoc functor class of some description. You've had to redo your stream in OBS rather than Slobs, Codebase Alpha. I've heard a lot of people are having similar issues with it. I wonder if I can do that. And what that spits out now. What is that? That goes to void. Okay. I'm guessing that will now moan and say you're not returning anything. It isn't actually, but okay. Lockups and reinstall issues. I've heard that. I've heard it's also a little bit of a resource hog as well. It is. It very zero fun. Okay. So how do we know what its return type is? Because I know you can't actually do partial application. Oh dear, we're into template land here, aren't we? Hang on. Standard bind. There is a way of doing partial, isn't there? Hang on. You can do nested lambdas as everyone else. Yeah. Okay. So there we are. We've got all the autos here. I'm happy with that. And that as an auto is legit, apparently. Is it just that I can't do that in a is it just going to tell me that I'm not allowed to do this in a class spec? Is that the thing that I'm thinking? I mean, there's nothing saying that I can't just sort of undo this. Yeah, because remember, I'm in a... This is... Yeah. Is this where I'm going wrong? Standard function? Hang on. Let's have a look at this. That's a template. It's defined in the header functional. Result type, argument types. Hang on. Return takes. So if we go something like and do that, and then we say that that's a standard function of, I suggested it was going to be int, and then one of those, except we don't need to name it. That now is useful. It's not the type of a lambda, but it's very useful. Okay, well, let's see what the build now says. Okay, so they are different only by return type. So if we give that as a return type, is that actually correct? Different basic types. Let's try and do a rebuild, see what happens. Hello there, Zorkenheimer, how are you doing? Hash define true, false. Please don't. Please don't. Yeah, I mean, something else I can do with my setup is I can, if I've got OBS running on the Mac, I'm sure people who've been here a while have seen this, and I want to check to make sure that this does still work. Hang on, let me do it this way. Haven't got the NDI plugin. Okay, let's not do that then. That's fine. I do have OBS running on the Mac as well, so I can quite easily go and show you what's on the Mac. Now, you see, I don't think define true false is evil. I think it's just pure bad. Evil to me has to have some. Someone has to actually kind of think, "Ooh, that's quite nice," before going, "No, that's horrible." So, say one of the best bits of evil I saw was in C#, and it was oh gosh, it was John Skeet talking about format strings and formatable strings, which are, you know, in C# now, and that's how you get string interpolation. And the fact that you can redefine parts of those were the kinds of things that meant that he could write in something that looks like you're doing string interpolation to create an SQL string, an SQL command, which is horrendously a terrible idea generally, because one should never ever do something like that. But because of his format string, it would then strip out the parts that you'd inserted and turn it into a parameterized SQL query. And for a few minutes, I thought, that's a lovely idea. I quite like that. It's rather elegant. Before it kicked in about how horrible that idea was. And that's pure evil. The fact that it's tempting, the fact that you want to do it, makes it look real evil. Okay, so we've got Hubblebot running back up again. Let's have a look at our commands. We have a !hi command in here. So that's worked, and that's worked using the send message standard function. So what we've got, really impressive for this evening to some degree, is we've now got a way of not only sending a message to a channel, but we can, yeah, go on. I'll let you all do the horn at some point. But we've now got a way where I can say, well, actually, I want to partially apply this function. Minxie Rose, it won't work until the bot's booted up. In fact, one thing I might do is, because of how simple it is, so you'll now get a message when this fires up saying Hubblebot is now online, and you do. Excellent. And I mean, I've been thinking about this over the last few days since we... Thank you, Minxie Rose. by the way, Minxie Rose, just so you know, and you can help me explain this to everyone else as well. And Old Man Sethus, if you're in here lurking, you can help me explain this to everyone else as well. Once we're back up and running, that horn command is to be used only in the same circumstances that you would use the strim command in Old Man Sethus' stream. So that is used literally for if I'm there talking to you, yapping about something that's going on my screen, then you would use the horn and tell me that I'm on the wrong screen. By the way, that horn command should now work again because it's been over 30 seconds now, I think. So if someone wants to very kindly remind me that I'm on the wrong screen, thank you very much, Voodoo32. And that is how that works. So, yeah, there's still a cooldown on that. And I haven't broken the world. Does that mean, ladies and gentlemen, that we are probably in for about a 5-minute break? I've been streaming for nearly an hour and a half. An hour and 20 minutes, sort of, since we got going reasonably well. So, 5 minutes. I fancy getting a mug of coffee if everyone wants to go. Thank you, Voodoo32. Kill the bot. So, yeah. I'll have about 5 minutes. Voodoo, I'm going to start writing things in that stop you doing that. I'm going to make it reply to you and tell you that you're not allowed because you've abused it. Because my bot doesn't like being abused. It's not a toy. Yes, there we are. Minxie Rosie's put exactly the same in chat. It's not a toy. I know it's very tempting, but no, it's reasonably serious. If you want to play with the bot, the random command there is a reasonable one to use to play. You know, if you want to play with the ones that don't make loud noises, that's fine. Just please don't play with the ones that do. It's a random... 4 is a perfectly acceptable random number. 4 is a random number. 4 is the it's not working now, Minxie Rose. I've shut the bot down. So I'll go for a quick break. We'll come back. I'm probably only going to do another half hour or so. But yeah, it'd be nice to write some form of parser as well and start parsing out these things. Jitterted, are you thinking of 4? Right, so everyone, get yourself sorted out. I'm going to head to the laboratory and make myself a coffee and all the rest of it. Stretch your legs, everyone. Have some food, whatever you need to do. I shall be back here in approximately 5 minutes. I'm not bothering with timers and things. So, I'll chat to you all very, very soon. Poke and poke. And I'm back. Hope everyone's had a good couple of minutes. Nipped to the loo, done all the essentials that one does. And now, let's say... Oh, Voodoo32 is mentioning that you have an excellent parser. Be that as it may, I would like to write a simple one on stream, I think. I think that might be of interest. So where do we stand? We now have a bot. Our bot, we run it up. We can do hi, we can do... horn, they are. I'll beat everyone to the horn command, and we can get a certified random number, that random number being in this case 4. We're quite good at getting 4 as a random number, but that's fine. So let's see, I want that hi to become something a bit more interesting. I want to see if we can say hello to individuals or welcome in. We know how we have the welcome in command in the in Nightbot. Let's see if we can replace that. And here we already have a bit of an issue because it's welcome in and Oh. Ah. Anyone see the issue that we've got here? Anyone seeing what I'm highlighting now? So we need to look at string functions, don't we? I'm keeping the hold of that functional header file. That's good. We'll look at standard string. And let's have a look at functions we can have on one of those. Member functions. There's iterators, there's capacity, there's operations. Substr. Okay, that's a handy one to know. Starts with, C++20 feature has the term starts with. And we can do find. So we can do things here. So let's have a look. What's it return? It takes a position and a character and a count and returns a string. So we can also, so let's suggest that we ask that if instead of that we go something like, is it on there? Is it? Not there, is it? Basic string substr takes size type. So yeah, it should just be on there. Include string. Have I got string included? I do. What are the matches? The matches are S matches. Ah. So we need to grab the string itself, don't we? And then we can go. Yeah, the begin, that's all to do with iterators. Starts with we don't yet have, so we can go substr 0 to the 3 of those. Well, let's say 4. Let's say it's that. We have a welcome in message. So what we could probably do is look at standard string, user equals that. That's now not going to be a substring 0 to 4, but a substring of 4 to a.size. That'll work. So let's create a string with the command in it. Size, and I believe we need to subtract the 4 from it because hey, why not? Because it's count. Oh, count is MPOS, so we could just do. We don't have to do that at all. We have no problem just suggesting that it's substr 4. Oh, Control Z that. So we'll grab the username that way, and then we'll send a message out to that user essentially. So we can go send message and it'll just be something like welcome to the chat, user. And hey, the bot's got a sub, let's do it. And of course, its pluses there instead. I suspect that a sprintf or something similar would do that. Okay, let's not make that ww, but welcome instead. So that's now not 04, but it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hang on. That's, yeah, so 0 to 9. In theory, that should be correct. Let's just, we can detect single spaces. Let's have a little look. Codebase Alpha, you made your bot connect to Twitch, Discord, and Slack now. It's fun to make bots. It's quite fun, actually, yeah. So that welcome does exactly what we were hoping. I'm becoming quite impressed with this. Thank you very much, Minxie Rose. Yeah, that's starting to... This is starting to look quite kind of clever. Now, why don't we mini refactor? Let's grab the string out and just use the command everywhere. And the reason being is that we should be able to, at some point, extract out more interesting things. So we can grab... I mean, we're already getting the user who sent that. So let's suggest that on the random number, we go for something like at user, which is match 1 for now. Asked for a random number and got and rolled a 4. Okay, now this is moaning that there's a match issue there, so let's just say that match 1, and we'll grab the string from there as well, can't we? I can't type tonight at all. Anyone that knows me is going to realise that me typing is difficult. Well, it just doesn't happen very well. So user asked for a random number and rolled a 4. So if we now, if I now suggest let's wait for the bot to come online, it's online. So if I say random, it'll now say that I asked for a random number and rolled a 4. Yeah, typing is hard. Typing and talking is even harder. And I'm not going to stop talking on stream. And if anyone else wants to roll a random number and see what they get, I mean, it's entirely random, just to see if it at yourselves as well. What is interesting though is I've got capitals in my username. However, it's coming back with it all in lowercase. Now, I want to know if I can, using the IRC protocol, get the user's preferred capitalization of their username. That would be a lovely thing to be able to do. So yeah, let's get rid of the comment. We don't need it. We do need to look at this though, don't we? I want to look closely at what that is all about. Codebase Alpha, all live coding streamers should code a bot for their stream in some form or another, and live code the building of said bot. I'm going to actually agree with you now. I always used to be, oh, everyone does it, I'm not going to do it. Next, you're going to see me do Twitch overlays. I can see overlays happening. on this stream, by the way. I can see me going down the whole route of doing all of that. You know, I can see the overlay games happening or something like that happening. I have ideas for that though, and how to do that not in a necessarily webby manner, but maybe try and do something a little bit different. Yeah, I think the whole bot thing is just fun. It is. So we've now got this whole substring nonsense here. Well, invite Zakiji to collaborate. He's good at overlays. Do you know what, Minx Heroes? I keep forgetting. I ought to commission Zakiji, if he'll take a commission, to do something for this channel and try and get some artwork done for it that's not just emotes. I mean, I'm definitely keeping with the with Rissa for emotes, because Rissa is brilliant at making emotes. So let's get some arguments from a command. So we're going to take in a command as a string, and we'll capture. Oh, we need to take something else as well. We need to take the command. And the command name, don't we? Command name dot length +1, because we want the. Hang on. So what are we saying? What we want here is who is Crowley? I don't know that one. What I want to do essentially, let's write the usage code, shall we? That should be easier. Extract args from command. Welcome command. See, I want that to tell me that the command has been typed and get the arguments out, so I need to pass in something like that, don't I? And go do that. That needs to be another const one there. And I need a of args. And that now needs to be if command.substr of whatever is that with a space, return true. This is that. Does need to be a pointer, I would say. And otherwise return false. And then just make the command name what we're going on. So welcome is length 10. Well, that's now going to be length 9. Isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's actually 8. So it needs to be command names length plus 1. Dot length plus 1. Then if it's there, so split and split there, and that needs to go from welcome to being command name. And all of a sudden, I now have, if extract args from command, let's say TNT for till next time. Then we go send message of bye for now. Arguments. So essentially now we've got a bye for now command, which is TNT. Let's spin the bot up. Bot's now online. If I go TNT all, it should now. It's done nothing. Okay. So, time to debug in. So command name is TNT. Split is going to be, we're in debug mode, so these probably aren't going to all work. Voodoo 32, I'd like to write my own instead. Parsers are fun to write. So at some point we'll get round to doing it. So split is now 5, command length plus 1. So command.substra 05. Just wonder if I've gotten off by 1 error. Oh, bother. Kind of gotten off by 1 error. Of course, if I'm going to check for that, I need to check for the space as well, don't I? I don't want to trim, because what I don't want is a command to activate without the space. So it needs the exclamation mark at the start. It needs the space after the name of the command. So let's just have another little look at this. Use string streams. If I knew what string streams were in C++, I'd go for it. So TNT, the breakpoint's there, so let's just run it through. Yep, that's worked. Okay. So we've now got a way of extracting the arguments from the command. So, probably just call it command, actually. Or bot command. And then again, if bot command of welcome, and we'll pass in the command and somewhere to stuff some arguments. Now this looks very, very C-like to me. This is an incredibly C-like idea. But I'm not entirely against it. And again, I mean, alright, that's a lambda now, but there's no reason why that should stay a lambda. Why that shouldn't become a very simple bool. Nothing's wrong with it looking C-like. We are in C++. It's just I like to try and learn to use the more modern features of C++, rather than sticking with the older C stuff where I can. Wild Genie, we don't have a GitHub command at the moment, so I think, to be fair, Fuel Snable, it's the idea that instead of us just returning the arguments, the idea that we're passing a pointer in, or we're passing an address, we're passing a reference in and having that reference filled, rather than necessarily sort of passing in values and getting values out. We're getting more mutability in here than traditionally I like to have on these streams. So I don't know. I don't know if I like that. I know it's something that I've seen a lot in C. I don't know how much of it I see in modern C++. I don't know how much of it is a me thing. But I don't think we can deny that this has got a little bit cleaner tonight. Obviously, that will probably get stuck somewhere else, but it can stay there for now because it's doing no real harm. Yeah, I don't see anything here that's doing real harm. Codebase Alpha, I need to make my commands more generic so it's easier to add new ones. At the moment, it's easy enough that I'm not going to have an issue. At some point soon, we might. Now, that might be that we just pass a function as the fourth argument here. So what we might do, and in fact, why don't we play with this idea now? Instead of sending in an argument to split on, we could essentially pass in an extra function to bot command. And then, yeah, we can make maps of functions and whatever. At the moment, I don't see as this is too tricky. For the 4 or 5 commands that we've got, it's fine. You know, it is... It's one of those things where, honestly, Once it gets unmanageable, we'll look at it. But at the moment, let's not. Purely because I don't see huge amounts of need to do. I don't want to do too much just for the sake of doing stuff, if that makes sense. Oh. Ah, that's handy. Fuel Snables dropped us a link to a C++ mailbox processor style thing. I think that's something that we're definitely going to have a look at some point. Looks interesting. Right, let's wrap up a little bit. I mean, yeah, we could have things. One thing I do think that I would like to do is get rid of this regex and look at getting the information out a different way, especially because it looks like that private message isn't necessarily always private message, and we can get more interesting stuff than just messages in chat. So I think it'd be interesting to look into parsing this out, because that's a horrible, horrible regex. I don't like it at all. Minxie Rose rhymes with orange. Gorange, surely. I've watched that much QI. I have definitely watched enough QI to know that one. So I'm sure that we'll get there. I'm sure we'll get more stuff done. I can also see that it is a 11:15. No, Codebase Alpha. Gorange rhymes with orange. Stephen Fry's School Tailors. My bot isn't even running at the moment, Minxie Rose, as far as I'm aware. So it doesn't really matter too much. Yes, QI, Codebase Alpha. Voodoo32's got one big hurdle left with your editor. Need the document size to scroll. Are you going to do a streaming then, Voodoo32? Are you going to stream making this work? Let's have a look at who's online right now. Yeah, whenever. Do us a favour. Chuck it in the Discord whenever you're going to stream, Voodoo. And then set your own Discord up. It's really not difficult to do. Where am I going? I am going on twitch.tv. Yeah, you see, there you are. Codebase Alpha's got the hint. Who am I following that's online right now? In fact, let's not necessarily look at who I'm following. Let's have a look at the team. Because I am apparently a member of a team Live Coders. Thank you very much, Mr. Jeff Fritz. So, who's online? Lucky's online. Adron Hall is online. Adron Hall, what do you do? I've seen you before. I have definitely seen you before. Please tell me we can do it. Yes, Go Team Live Coders, indeed, Jitterted, who is also a fantastic member of the team, as is Codebase Alpha. Lucky number 7 is also a member and online. Oh dear, Adron Hall does not look to be live necessarily. Okay, Lucky is definitely streaming. What's Lucky streaming tonight? Vue.js, Twitch extensions. So Lucky is streaming the other sort of thing that I've said I will never do, so it'll end up happening at some point soon. Yeah, Adron Hall, it looks like I can't see anything that they're doing at the moment. I will definitely have a look at that, Voodoo32. Yeah, Adron Hall is not... Yeah, it's not live. We've just missed the back end of that stream. So Lucky is definitely live. So if I throw a raid in that direction, with that one. Before I do, back here on Tuesday evening, hoping to work on the on the Safe Stack project that we're doing for Old Man Sethus and, more to the point, Old Man Teacher, as he is now being nicknamed, I think. Hopefully, I mean, anyone that wants to go and watch a late part of that streaming setup, Old Man Sethus is going live probably in about 10 minutes. But with him being very, very sweary and we're not working on his stuff tonight, I think it's... I'd like to try and raid live coders. Do you know what? This is a good idea. Before we do, let's do this. Right, anyone that's coming along with the raid, let's say Yappy raid. Anyone that's a sub, there's your raid call. Yappy Dog Raid like that. If you're not a sub, just go Yappy Dog Raid. So, there's the raid calls. Let's go and drop Lucky a little visit. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you to those that have been hosting. Let me just pass some more thank yous on to those who have been hosting, because I'm sure that I have a few more. Let's hope this isn't the same type of raid as the last one. What do you mean by that, Voodoo32? I thought raiding Old Man Sethus was quite fun. I know he's very sweary. So, thank yous go to the Michael Jolly for the amazing raid that we're hoping to pass on. Oh, the raid where I typed the raid command in and it kind of happened all of a sudden. So, thank yous to the Michael Jolly, Chief CLL, Jitter Ted, Tyler on Heart, Sushi Codes, Calvin A. Allen, Viking Coder, Robert Tables, and Brandon Satram. If I'm pronouncing any of those well, if I'm pronouncing any of those wrong, I do apologise. So let me throw that raid to Lucky. They all hosted the stream, Adron Hall. Do you know what? If you'd have been online, literally, I was about to raid you, and you've just went offline. Unfortunately, I'm also just going offline as well, so I'm passing a raid across to Lucky number 7. Oh, have you just... Yeah, we were literally about to send that raid across. So remember, Yappy Dog raids, people. Yeah, next time. Next time. Come and join the Discord, though. If I throw this in chat, come and have a play in the Discord, please. Would love to see you there. Would love to see everyone there. And I will see everyone at about 8 PM UK time on Tuesday night. Yep, that's exactly what we're doing. Trying to keep it within the team a little bit. Let's have some fun. So, off we go. Everyone have fun, and I will chat to you on Tuesday, where we will do more F-sharp fun times. Good night. Enjoy.